Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? So, what's my thoughts about Game One's playoffs? Because I don't do them individually; I just do them in bunches, and I like to cut to the chase. Where you want me to start? You want me to start with the Bucks against the Pacers? Well, Easter started early. You remember that playing game with Dallas the other night when they lost to Memphis, and those Easter eggs that Anthony Davis didn't get no help. That's what happened. Kyle Kuzma and the other cat on the Bucks threw an Easter egg. Damian Lillard, no Damian Lillard. There's Doc Rivers is the coach. Giannis is gonna ball out, but the Bucks are too light in the cakes for the Pacers. They don't have nothing to mess with that perimeter, and they are. These series are what we call you're going to miss fill in the blank. The Bucks will miss Chris Middleton. They don't. I mean, Kyle Kuzma, you are not in Washington anymore, so throwing eggs up in Easter, you starting early, and if y'all don't come back and get a heavy dose of Brook Lopez to find a way to have some tempo, you won't last long. That Pacer team can shoot. They can miss. They can shoot that thing. They can get you inside out. That's a tough series for Milwaukee. No one taking me. That's why I said before. Aside from the first two seasons in the East, everybody else is vulnerable, and I mean that. So it's gonna be a long series for the Bucks. The Pacers are a better team. And these are just what I call the first game observation. I'm picking up talking about all the losing teams because the Bucks they got a chance to maybe make that into a 6 game series if they can get a game or two. But it's gonna be tough to beat the Pacers. I can already tell you, there's gonna be a problem right there. The Clippers played the best. The Clippers and the Nuggets is clearly the best matchup of the games that were played. Um, a couple of turnovers. Russell Westbrook was feisty. He got a turnover on Kawhi Leonard. Uh, it's the kind of game the Clippers played not to lose, evenly paced, but it's just a few little details that if you play those kind of games, you're going to usually lose because the best player on a team is going to beat you. But it's a good series, though. Don't get it twisted. It's one of those kind of series. It could go 6, 7 games. Um, but if the Nuggets can win those chippy games, that's is what got Mike Malone pretty much fired. And they lost a lot of games like this. So if they can win this kind of game, that's a problem. But the Clippers are feisty. I just think that this is really the must first series if you must. If we don't have any kind of politic and no agenda up, this is the series right here. Because it's if Kawhi Leonard is healthy and Harden are playing like that against Jokic and Jamal Murray and Westbrook's out there and Brown, this a good matchup right here. This is one of them series you hope it goes 7. That's the most best series as far as what I can see. Pistons and the Knicks. Classic example of being young and not having nobody to be a closer. I like Kate Cunningham, but you can't get beat 21-0 in the fourth quarter. If you're doing your job on the Knicks, 2 missed blown dunks and just got sloppy and just got out hustled, and the Knicks just wanted it more. That's what it come down to. I'm not gonna blame it on nothing but just and it ends 21-0. You can't have that happen because then you lose momentum. And this is where coaching and also where your inexperience shows us. And I think this is one thing with the Pistons where um, it's some work there. It's some work there. They're missing what I call a legit closer. And still can go a long distance series, but you can't blow games like that. Because this is where the Knicks do have some experience to win. So I still think 6, 7 game series. If Tibbs if they don't get hit with an injury bug and they play like they're supposed to, they'll escape it, but it won't be easy because the Pistons will be balanced. But you can't get going lose have a 21-0 run against you, and you miss 2 blown dunks, and you're not playing up to your level. It's just not going to work. So they got to make some adjustments, and they got to get out of New York with a split. If they don't get out of New York with a split, that series won't last that long because this is the kind of thing that can harm a team. Lucky we're not in the old days, the best 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 3, because that kind of loss, you would be headed to Cancun and we wouldn't see the next year. And last but not least, the Lakers. Whew, got smashed by 22. All this talk about uh, all these things, and now it's looking like the bear that cares, the bear that stares, the bluff. the Muff Timberwolves in 5. Something like that. Some mess like that. Where do you want me to start? The Lakers so-called big three. Luka scored, but they were kind of last points. LeBron looked old, slow. He had some moments here and there, but he can't carry that kind of load no more. And Austin Reeves, all that mighty AK, all that talk AK, all that. Nazi Reed was tearing they behind up. McDaniels was on fire, and then you got to worry about Ant-Man and Edwards. And if I'm looking at what they got for Randall did his part, go ahead and do much. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's enough where if they get all the main pieces going, the Timberwolves are the kind of team that's the kind of team that analytics tells you you don't want to have to play against. Everything that JJ Redick likes to always act like he know what he doing or preach about, this is the kind of team that he wishes he could coach because of their bigs and their sizes, but they can shoot that thing. The Lakers are going to miss Anthony Davis. Jarvis Hayes ain't cutting it. His 8-10 minutes, if he gonna get more in the bucket, big old goofball ain't no threat. They got their work cut out in the perimeter. I know everything is those shooters shooting those threes, but it all starts in the box. There is no respect in the box. This is where you're gonna miss Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was 49, which went to waste in Dallas because he had a couple of cats who threw donuts up and Easter eggs, started their party, and that's why they gone home. They sure could have used him. I think if Anthony Davis is there, I think they got it. I think they might win this series in 5 or 6. This is a tough series for the Lakers more than people think because if we put our perimeter against your perimeter and we playing like that and the refs don't have no say and LeBron flopping and falling and nothing go, this is problematic. Oh yeah, and Jokic flopped too and the refs didn't buy it. They're not buying all that. You got to go and play ball. So if you got to go play ball and all things are equal, Timberwolves can win this thing in 5 or 6. And remember, Minnesota got 3 home court advantage. It's gone. The Timberwolves, this is why Ant be sending old cats to the retirement home. He did it to Kevin Durant last year. He might do it to LeBron. I know it's one game, so Lakers fans, one game. Now, you got your butt. You got served by 22 at the crib game 1. You did not see that coming. And y'all was telling Ant to be cautious and don't say nothing and don't wake them up. No one is afraid of the Lakers. No one's afraid. Bringing Bronny James in to save you ain't going to save you because he threw up his Easter egg contribution too. I'm telling you, Minnesota was there last year. JJ Ridiculous is a youngster to this. And you don't want to get blowed out because if you get this pattern, you're not a championship team. We already know that. Stop the cap with all these heads on sticks. They're not a championship team. And they're going to miss Anthony Davis. So they're going to miss him. They're going to miss him. I'll be talking about, I combine these, all I do is talk about the teams that lost. I don't talk about the teams that won because, these series are geared to be long. But I will tell you this, though. If you got blow out the first game, you're going to be in trouble. Minnesota and Indiana are better than the Lakers and the Bucks. So I'm tell you that now. The Pistons just youth and inexperience, and the Clippers can make something of a series because I think that's the best series of the ones I saw. But just concentrate on the teams that took those L's. And if I was ranking them and who looked best to worst, the Clippers can do something with that. Then I'd say the Pistons, but the Bucks and the Lakers, they look washed. They look washed. They look like they're in trouble. So anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about those game 1 losers and what I thought. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.